Serverless services are where we have a service that runs and we don't have the underlying server to manage. So we don't have EC2 instances, for example, with an operating system and configuration and maintenance that we need to do. So that means that we lose all of that responsibility for managing the underlying server. It's all done for us. They can automatically scale and they charge you just for what you use. So serverless services have become extremely popular with many modern cloud applications. So let's have a look at an example of a serverless service. And what I'm going to show you here is how a series of different services can be chained together. So let's say we have an S3 static website. S3 is a simple storage service, we've covered it before, and it is also serverless because there are no servers to manage. It's just a storage service that you consume. You don't manage any of the underlying infrastructure. So let's say there's a static website and the user uploads a file using the static website. Then what happens is, using an event notification, the static website will then notify a Lambda function. A Lambda function is a type of serverless service which is a compute service, and it enables us to run code. So we've stored some code in Lambda, and when it receives the event, the code executes. And in this case, the code is going to process the file that was uploaded to the bucket. Then it might save a copy to another bucket. It might also put a message into a queue. So a message queue is a way of storing information that's going to be processed by another component. The queue could then notify another Lambda function. It can then process the data, and maybe it stores a record in a DynamoDB table in a database. So the record gets stored in the database, and maybe the Lambda function also sends a notification using an SNS topic that goes out to an email address. So this is just an example of how you can use a number of different serverless services. All of these are serverless. None of them have EC2 instances that you need to manage. And all of them are used on a pay-per-use basis. So you can pay just for what you use, and you can scale them very easily as well. So with serverless, there are no instances to manage. You don't need to provision any hardware. There's no management of operating systems or software, and the capacity provisioning and patching is all handled for you automatically. They scale automatically and elastically, and they also have built-in high availability. It can also be very cheap to run serverless services. So what are some examples? Well, we've got Lambda, the compute service we just looked at, AWS Fargate for Docker containers, EventBridge, which is a service we'll cover shortly, step functions, Amazon's simple queue service, simple notification service, and API gateway, all of which get covered very shortly. Also Amazon S3 and DynamoDB. And there are many more as well. These are just a few examples. That's all I wanted to cover in this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to go into Lambda functions in a bit more detail.